So talk to me about recently having your blood test taken and what that was for, and then what were the results?
Yeah, so a friend recently started going into something where you could have your bloods taken, and you got some results back which showed what the levels are like in your body. So things like omegas, omega-3s, omega-6s, and basically like the nutrient absorption into your blood and into your body. And I just thought it'd be really interesting to have that test done because of my journey and what has happened with me and my health over the last couple of years. I've gone from being, which some people know already, but I'll say it again anyway. I've gone from being a very unhealthy person who had several health conditions, mental and physical. I had a lot of inflammatory conditions. I've got an underactive thyroid, specific type of underactive thyroid called Hashimoto's thyroiditis, and I was taking sertraline for anxiety and depression as well. But I was also taking thyroxine for my thyroid problem. So I was becoming quite more and more medicated as time went on. And I also had fatty liver. I've got adenomyosis, which is similar to endometriosis. I have got fibroids and cysts. So, the health conditions and problems were stacking up and up and up, mental and physical, and I was in a bad way. And that was only, I stopped drinking alcohol, which obviously had a positive impact on my health back in September 2021, a month before I started on my Herbalife nutrition journey. So that had obviously made a little bit of a difference in terms of like intake of toxins into my body and everything. So I'd started to see a tiny bit of difference, but to be perfectly honest with you, what I'd done was replace the sugar and the alcohol for different types of sugars like sweets. I'd never really been a sweet tooth person, and all of a sudden I was buying bags of sweets. So I just replaced it with something else. So that's just a sort of a picture, an image, building an image of what I look like. I mean, if you've seen any photographs of me from around that time, you can see it in my face. I've got inflammation all around this area. My face is more swollen and puffed out. My eyes look really sad. We'll put hopefully some pictures with this video so you can see what I mean. My hair was dry and nearly breaking off. My skin was terrible, red, angry looking. So you name it, you could see on the pictures the visible difference in my health. So because I was in that position, not less than 2 years ago, I wanted to have these blood tests done to see how healthy am I now? Because I know I've lost visceral fat. So because I track these readings all the time, not just for myself, but for my now clients as well. One of the things we look at is visceral fat, which is the nasty liquid fat that internally wraps itself and surrounds all your internal organs. And it's measured in litres because it's liquid fat, and it strangles your internal organs and stops them from doing their job. So I know I'm healthier because I've lost 5.5 litres of that stuff, which is amazing. But I didn't actually know what the nutrient levels were like in my body and whether I'm seeing the benefits of the Herbalife Nutrition omega-3 fish oils that I'm taking. The omega fish oils I've been taking regularly throughout my journey, which has been 20 months now. So had these blood tests done and the results were fantastic. So I think they are actually the best results. I'm sure they'll correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I'm pretty sure up to this date that mine results have been the best they've seen. And this is in comparison to people who've been fit and active and healthy all their lives. So it just goes to show the nutrient density and the health aspect to the products and plan that I'm on is obviously it's world class, the best nutrition you can get. So it's absolutely made up, and you can see it. You can visibly see it. Like, I know my skin's better. I know I've got loads more energy. I know my hair's in better condition than it used to be. I'm leaner. I'm slimmer. I've got more energy. I can feel these things every day, but to have that blood test and see those levels and the fantastic results that I got is just such a testament to what I've done over the last 20 months. And I was just made up with it. I was so happy to see those results on paper, on a report as well.
And actually, when we talk about this, things like omega-3 levels, just talk us through some of the things that actually, I mean, you kind of implied it there, but some of the things that actually affects in terms of your functioning. So, I mean, for example, I think omega-3, I think about brain power. I think about actually
brain health. Well, if you think like the sertraline that I was taking before, I came off that medication, the antidepressant medication, 4 months into my journey. That's not a coincidence that happened. That it's not just the fish oil supplements that I take that have done that. It's the overall plan that I'm on, and the incredible nutrition. But yeah, brain function, brain health, mental clarity, joints. You know how your joints move. And I had aches and pains before. I was carrying around 4 stone of extra fat with me wherever I was going, but I had aches and pains creeping in. And I'm 40 now. I was 38 when I started on this journey, and I feel a million times better now than what I did when I was in my 20s, because my nutrition, even though I was slimmer in my 20s, doesn't necessarily mean I was healthier. Because I could out train my diet then. I could, but yeah, so brain health, joints, bone health, healthy fats. Fish oils are a healthy fat, so they help your body burn fat, and they speed up the fat burning process in your body. So you need healthy fats in your diet for that, so it contributes to that as well. So all the amazing benefits that fish oils have on your health, I'm feeling day to day, and you can see it as well when you compare the pictures like for like. It's a visible difference too.
And let's just talk briefly about this, because some people watching this might go, oh yeah, but fish oil, I can get that out of fish, or if you're talking about omega-3, I can get that out of vegetables that I buy in the supermarket, etc. I can whiz down to supplements.com, if that actually exists, I'm sorry, but and get whatever supplements that I need, but
yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah,
someone explained to me that part of it as to why you can't just get this out of food is because the way that food has been mass produced, etc., means that we're not getting those natural oils and minerals and supplements and whatever in the food anymore, which is why it needs to be there. But it is dependent, getting the right amount is dependent on your body weight and your body mass and stuff like that. It's not just a case of, I take a pill that's the same as everybody else's. Yeah.
Not a one size fits all approach. What I do is not a one size fits all approach. Everyone has a personalized plan. So the amount of supplementation that one person needs will be different to another. Everybody is different, and we treat everyone as an individual with a different individual body composition readings. But yeah, you're exactly right what you're saying. There's loads of fish oil products out there. You can buy them really cheap. You can go into some of the budget shops that people shop in on a regular basis and buy a fish oil. How good it is the question. And it's also, there's loads of foods out there that are listed as having vitamins and minerals in, like breakfast cereals, for example, are marketed as being full of vitamins and minerals. But when you look at the actual nutrient density, the amount of that nutrient, it might have that in it, but it's the amount. So in a whole box of cereal, how much calcium or how much niacin or whatever it is actually in that thing. It is very, very, very little. Our Herbalife Nutrition fish oil capsules are the purest of the pure fish oil. And we know that because if you put a fish oil capsule in the freezer, if it's not pure, it'll freeze. So if you put them in the freezer and they freeze, it's not pure. Ours don't freeze because it's purest of the pure fish oil. And I know that it's good because I've now got a report that shows me how high my omega levels are in my blood. So yeah, and exactly what you said. I mean, obviously the fish in the sea are in our oceans and our seas, which are full of plastic and other nasty things, because humans have effectively ruining our own planet that we live on, unfortunately. So that's a whole nother subject again. But the fish, if you actually test the fish that you're eating, it's full of things like mercury, which so the nutrient density of the fish that are pulled out of the ocean are not as nutrient dense as they used to be. You won't have the oils and the things in as pure a form as what they were decades ago. And it's the same with foods that are grown in the ground, you know. The nutrient density of the soils and the earth that we grow food and crops in isn't the same as what it was before. So foods in general are not as nutrient dense as what they were years ago. And that's why we have to supplement, because people say to me quite often, well, I can just do this with normal food. Why would I want to buy these products when I can do it with normal food? And the answer is, why, if you're taking supplements on top of your normal food intake, that's because you obviously realise that there isn't the nutrient density in the food anymore. So you're supplementing. So why not have it in the form of things where you actually know what the nutrient density is that you're getting? So you actually know what your nutrient intake is, or what your percentage of your recommended daily intake of each nutrient and vitamin and mineral is each day. I know that by the end of each day, I'm near enough hitting 100% recommended daily intake of 26 vitamins and minerals. Not many people can say that. And I can say that with 100% confidence. And now I've got a report from my bloods that proves it. Which is phenomenal. So
the takeaway message here is that we can't just rely on, you know, seeing it on the side of the cardboard box that holds the food at the supermarket, where it says high in omega-3 or whatever, and you go, oh yeah, great. If I buy that and eat some of that, then I've suddenly got my omega-3 right for the week. We can't rely on that.
No, not at all. But because as soon as the food's got something in it, they can label it and market it as if it's got that thing in it. But what they don't tell you is how much of it it's got in it. What is the nutrient density of that thing in that product? You know, it could be absolutely minuscule amount of that you're getting, and it's nowhere near your recommended daily intake of what your body actually needs. And different bodies need different amounts of different things, you know. Different health conditions need different amounts of certain things, because you will be deficient in certain vitamins and minerals based on the problems that you present with when you come to meet me. So different people need, you know, what I recommend for one person isn't necessarily the same as what I recommend for another. It really depends on that individual.
And it even comes down to things like how we cook stuff. I remember some of my mum's veg when I was a kid. You know, it looked like it had the life beaten out of it by the boiling process. You know, and what started off as like bright green had gone sort of like a light yellow color. And you think, well, you know, I wonder how much stuff that's good for you is actually left in that, or is it just pulp?
That's it. Yeah. It's like when people are making soups and things, you know, it's probably a lot of those vitamins and minerals are actually getting, you know, whizzed out of the stuff. So yeah, there's that as well. So not only are the foods not as nutrient dense as they used to be, but then how you cook them also depletes the nutrient density of what you eat anyway. And this is why we've got such a major problem with people being deficient in different things. I mean, there are a number of people, I don't know about you, but the number of people I hear now that are having injections like B12 and B6, things like that, they're just being told they're deficient in those, but they're injecting it, or going regular visits back to the GP to be injected with a vitamin and mineral that they don't know they can actually get if they have a proper nutrition plan to follow, like the ones I put my clients on. They can actually get it that way instead of going back and forth to the GP, costing the NHS money as well, which is obviously another whole new subject. I can't
think of anything worse. I mean, I don't know about other people that might be watching this, but I hate needles. I can't think of anything worse than having to go back.
I'm not bothered about needles, but for me, as a very busy person, I'd rather be helping people get well the way that I am now and spending my time doing that. I haven't got the time to be going back and forth to the doctors all the time to get an injection in my arm, when I can actually, the breakfast and product and meals that I have throughout the day, if I can get them in those, then I'd much rather do that than go back and forth to the doctor, which I don't have time to do. I haven't even been to the doctor. I don't even know the last time I went to the doctor. I used to be in and out of the doctors all the time before I did what I do now, before I learned about nutrition and I learned how to get my nutrient intake up. Now I never need to go.
I mean, it just seems to me that we live in a society now that just wants to go around in circles, putting a plaster on it, if you know what I mean. So, like, let's do everything I can in my life to actually get everything wrong in the first place, and then let's go and, you know, get a quick fix when it all goes wrong, and then I'll stabilize for a bit, then it will all go wrong again, and it just goes around in a circle. What you're talking about is actually getting this sorted once and for all.
Yeah. Well, if you think, you know, if I'd known then what I know now, I would never have got to the position that I was in. So I would never have had to go for all those GP visits, hospital visits. I would have saved the NHS a lot of time and money, and have saved myself a lot of pain and misery, to be perfectly honest with you, because I wasn't, you know, your gut health affects your mental health. So when I was unhealthier, not even 2 years ago, my mental health was really, really suffering, and that could have saved so much heartache and so much upheaval and sadness in my life, really, when I'm really honest about it. Like, now I just feel nourished, well, happy, positive. I was the opposite less than 2 years ago, and a lot of that was to do with what I was putting in my body on a daily basis. So I just didn't know enough about it to change it. And now I do know what I know. I'm a completely different person, and now I've been able to go on and help other people do the same. So I think, you know, what I'm saying here is not suggesting that everybody goes and has this blood test done. I'm sort of saying, you know, if you use me as an example of what can be done with nutrition, it just goes to show, from coming from the position that I was in less than 2 years ago and being extremely unhealthy. My resting heart rate then, by the way, was about 77, 78 beats per minute. That's really bad, really unhealthy. You know, I was out of breath a lot. Now it's low 50s. It's like nearly the same as an athlete's resting heart rate. And 80% of the reason for that is nutrition.
That's amazing.
20% is the movement that I do. I'll go walking, I do yoga, and I go to a personal trainer twice a week. But I'm not a crazy gym goer. I'm not spending hours in the gym a week. I'm not even a member of a gym. I go to 2 personal training sessions a week, which are an hour long each. I walk, I go to yoga, and I nourish my body daily. I supplement with the things that I know my body needs more of, in line with the health conditions that I still have, but don't affect me very much anymore. And I've had amazing, incredible results. So I know now I've got even more confirmation, apart from what you can see and what I feel, that I am really healthy.
Well, and if anybody wants to find out any more, do please get in touch with Zoe. And appointments are quite easy to get, unlike my local GP, where it takes currently 2.5 months to get an appointment. And
the thing is as well, if you're unsure, like you think, oh, I don't know whether this is worth looking at, or, you know, you just want more information that's more specific to you, just reach out and send me a message, because a wellness evaluation can be done either on a video call or in person. So you don't have to live near to me for me to give you some more help and advice. And a wellness evaluation is a free appointment where we assess what your goals are and what it is that you want to achieve, and maybe what's bothering you or what you're struggling with at the moment. And then I would, if I'm in person with you, I'd get you on the body composition scales and get an idea of what's actually happening in your body as well, in terms of fat numbers and hydration levels and stuff like that. And then it's about me giving you relevant and specific information to you to help you make an informed decision whether it's something that you would like to go ahead with and try. It's not about me selling you anything or anything like that. It doesn't have, it's just information so that you can make an informed decision, and so that you can see what's actually possible, because there might be something that I can help you with that you just didn't even think was possible, that could be impacting your day-to-day life like it was mine before. You know, things like IBS, gut health, they're having such a huge negative impact on people's lives every day. And I just hope that more people contact me, so that I can help as many people as possible get healthy.
So do I. Thanks very much, Zoe. Thanks for coming and talking.